I'm a guy that's 24. Each day I build some more. I like the sequels. I'm Rich Boy J. Hello boyos, Rich Boy J here back in with another video, and this is going to be update number 22 of the Starkiller base mock build series. It has been so long since I've done that, and of course I got to address the elephant in the room. Rich Boy J, where the heck have you been? The biggest thing that kind of halted me working on this mock was actually the Razor Crest build that I designed and built really in secret to have prepared for the first episode of The Mandalorian. That combined with a few other life things that were going on just kind of prevented me from being able to work on this mock and do regular updates. Obviously, the Razor Crest is done now. I don't have to worry about that anymore. If you guys are interested in the instructions in that, you can look at the video I did on it, let you know how you can purchase those. But outside of that, we're good to just really focus on Starkiller base, and I'm so glad to finally be working on this again. You guys can expect to see live streams moving forward and regular updates. I know I said that a lot, but I mean it this time, unless something happens. But I want to try my best to really stick to that and get some more progress on this mock. The title of this video is playing catch up, and that's exactly what I'm doing with this mock because there was such a long break, a long period of me not working on it. I have a considerable amount of work to do to get where I want to be with this mock and hopefully finish it in any reasonable amount of time. But before we get into the video, I do want to give a very special thanks to those of you who donated on the last live stream I did. I think it was either last week or the week before. So shout out to Stormie on Patrol, Albalprop 38, Chris Blank Productions, and of course Mal, aka Kult of Cristiansen. If you guys aren't tuning into the live streams, it's probably because I haven't done one in forever. But moving forward, I definitely urge you to tune into the live streams. It's a great way for you to not only see the mock early, but to also hang out with some boyos, talk Star Wars. We got episode 9 coming up soon, which means that we're going to have a lot to talk about, lots of speculation, lots of getting excited for it, hopefully. So that's going to be a pretty big point of emphasis on the live streams moving forward. That's enough talk though. Let's go ahead and dive right into this week's update. Oh, Starkiller, how I have neglected you. So at this point, really nothing has changed about this mock since the last time you guys have seen it. I actually just finished a stream and I got some rock work done, so that's kind of really the newest thing on this mock since, like a month ago in terms of updates. So the first thing I'm actually going to really try to work on is getting some rock work done on that side, because I really would like to at least get like half or even all of it done for this week's update. A few other things is I did get the parts in to actually add the cannons to this turret, and I actually got the parts in to do the other turret, so we're good to go there. It's just a matter of me actually sitting down and building the turrets. So I'm going to first do the rock work. If I have time in between there, might get the turret started. Otherwise, we'll see what this mock looks like once I'm done with some rock work. So let's go ahead and dive right into that, guys. And just like that, we got some rock work. It really wasn't just like that. This took many, many hours, but I'm super happy to have it done because that means no more rock work until I have to do even more rock work on the other side of this mock. But it's looking pretty good. I like that it is mostly consistent with the other side in terms of just the style and the ratio of white to the dark gray rocks that are underneath the snow-covered mountains. So really the other thing I have to do here is just add the snow details on this little slope here, and of course cover this up with tile. And I actually have the parts to do that, but probably not going to get to that in this update just because other things are really taking priority. Like the title says, I'm playing catch up, which really just means working on big tasks that need to be done to make this mock just get, more close to being complete. And this was probably the most daunting of those tasks just because rock work can be such a pain to work on. But I'm glad it's done. I'm glad I'm done with it for now, and we can move on to other things. So I also got a decent amount of work done on this Turbolaser over here, and let me show you that right now. So the Turbolaser is now pretty much done on this side, which is awesome because it's cool to finally see what it looks like in person. For the longest time, I just had those long Technic axles just protruding out from this without the actual cannons on here, but now we finally got some cannons, and I just love the way this thing looks. It honestly is much bigger than I expected. Like, this sticks out pretty far, even like over the ships almost, which is a good thing because these turbo lasers like in canon are massive, and you want that kind of portrayed in the MOCs. So I'm super happy to finally have that done. I think it looks great. I'm so happy with the design. I did have to make a few tweaks to basically just how the cannons connect to the actual turbo laser, because this section is on a hinge and these were so heavy it was just pulling the hinge forward and ultimately snapping them off. So I had to do a little bit of modifications, some special modifications, to get that to hold up and really have them all kind of be the perfect level with each other, because if you look from the side, they should all be parallel to each other. They should all be the same angle, and that wasn't super straightforward. So I was able to figure that out, and I think that it looks pretty sweet because of it. So the other thing I wanted to do was just show you guys a pulled back view, because we now have rock work on both sides of the MOC, and I think that that really does a good job in completing it. One of the kind of disappointing things is if you're standing, even at the slightest angle, let's say on this side, you can only see so much of the rock work on the other side. You really got to just stand like, head on to it to really just appreciate the rock work on either side of the building. But I think it looks pretty good. I am super happy that's finally done, because rock work, I don't like rock work. I don't like building rock work. It's not fun. It's very repetitive, but it's done, something that had to be done, and I got it done. So really the last thing I'm gonna take my time to work on for this video is we're gonna start up the turbo laser on that side. We're gonna see how much work we can get done on that, and then that'll probably close out the video. So let's go ahead and dive into that. All right, I got a decent amount of work done on the base of the turbo laser. This is the one that's gonna be going on the other side of the MOC. You can see it matches up basically as such next to this one. So this is honestly a surprising amount of work for this thing. It's such a big build, and I guess I started doing this one in reverse compared to this one. When I did this one the first time, I kind of just started from like the bottom and went up. This one I decided, let's start from the top, make it a little bit different. Let's not make it as monotonous as it could be. So I got a bunch of the base done, and I'm actually pretty happy with it, especially now considering that I have most of the parts to do this. Like when I did that first one, I basically just did what I had in my collection and then swapped the parts out after the fact. This time I have most of the parts I need. There's still a few that I forgot to get, but for the most part it's good to go, and putting this together moving forward should be a relatively smooth process. So this is going to be sitting on the opposite side of this big red banner here, and we will have 2 turbo lasers. So the last thing I'm going to do in this video is kind of take a step back and, I don't know, just kind of take everything in and then give you guys an idea of where I plan on going with this MOC, because anyone who's following this MOC knows that there's still quite a bit left to go. I mean, I have to obviously do the turbo laser, really just tile up everything kind of around both of the turbo lasers, and refine a few things in front of like that mountain over there, as well as this one, fill in some empty spaces, and this half of the MOC will be pretty close to done at that point, but there still is a whole other half of the MOC that we're going to have to worry about. My initial goal for having this MOC done was around Christmas time this year. It is very clear to me that that's not going to happen. In fact, we're not going to get anywhere close to that, which is not the end of the world. Basically, my goal for having it done at Christmas was to just allow myself to gear up for a Rise of Skywalker MOC immediately after this one, because the movie would come out around that time. So I would, start preparing for that, taking this down, starting the Rise of Skywalker MOC. And that's just really not going to be able to happen, because this is the MOC I've been super passionate about. This is a MOC I really do want to finish. And I'm not going to let, the, I guess, urge or the pressure of starting a new MOC when I thought I wanted to start it prevent me from making this MOC all that it possibly can be. One of the issues that I see potentially being a problem is just parts. I've, been able to save a bunch of dark gray, which is super crucial, but a lot of the filler that I, thought I was going to be able to have for this MOC, I burned through it pretty quickly. I don't have a ton of filler left, not like I used to. It's not a big issue because, I can just go buy filler, but there's only so many 2x4 bricks on the picker brick walls nearest to me. So It could potentially be an issue to the point where like I have to start figuring out some different ways to save on filler, but nothing that's really going to stifle this mock. I might just have to redesign a few things that before I thought I'd be able to do pretty straightforward. But other than that, I'm still planning on finishing this mock as is. This is half the mock. The other half of the mock is going to be the forest, the oscillator building, a trench leading up to the oscillator building, and of course the actual base, the interior of this base, because that's the point of this, right? Starkiller base should actually have some semblance of a base in this mock. So I'm going to keep working. I don't have the roadblocks that I had before, like working on a secret mock or anything like that. So I should have more time to dedicate to this, and you guys should expect regular updates from now moving forward. I know I've said that for like the past few updates, but I actually mean it this time. You know, unless something ridiculous happens, I see no reason why I can't, be working on this mock for any, regular schedule like I've been doing before. But that's really all I got to show for you guys in terms of updates. Let's go ahead and go to the closing segment of the video. And that's going to finish up today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed checking out the updates on Starkiller Base. Definitely let me know in the comment section below what you're thinking of the mock so far. I think just looking at it behind me right now, I love the fact that that side's rock work is finally done because it really just completes the backdrop. Having half of it done was really nice. Having all of it done is twice as nice. So moving forward, there are a few things that I think I have to have done for this next update. For one, the Turbolaser that I started, I want to have that done. And two, I want to have those interior rooms done. I'm actually going to not really focus on refining a lot of the exterior details. Like if I get to it, that's great. I'll certainly do that. But one of my main goals is for the next update to actually have some sort of like interior rooms. I don't know to what extent that will be. I have a pretty good idea of what rooms I want to do, but I want to make it a point of emphasis to actually work on those rooms. And I think you guys are going to be pretty excited about the ideas that I want to implement into this mod. But that's all I got for you guys this week. If you like what I do, go ahead, support the video by hitting the like button, support the channel by smashing that subscribe button, and I'll be back again very soon.